No?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's Bill Clinton. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be fascinating to see how this resonates because for people who, my age and older, there's a perspective of Bill Clinton that is, a little lechery. But for others, they don't know him. And so people have had different reactions to this. I happen to think that the way that he started his speech, and when he referred to Hillary Clinton in this way, it is effective in two things. One, it's effective in reminding people that she's actually a human being, not an evil Cylon from a distant planet. And two, it also signaled, which I think was a worry for some people, like, what's the role of this guy going to be? I mean, how is this going to be weird having a former president as the first man? And I think he effectively addressed both those questions with this speech because he is defining his life and his achievement as a function of his relationship with her in this segment. Listen to this.
I have lived a long, full, blessed life. It really took off when I met and fell in love with that girl in the spring of 1971. When I was president, I worked hard to give you more peace and shared prosperity, to give you an America where nobody is invisible or counted out. But for this time, Hillary is uniquely qualified to seize the opportunities and reduce the risk we face. And she is still the best darn change maker I have ever known.
And then you want to get to this next part where he talked about the cartoon alternative, which is
right.
What you've
and
been
here's
saying.
here's the other part. So he's defining his life in the context of her, saying that, I did some good stuff, but she's better for now than I ever would be, is basically what he just said.
Right.
And here he is, basically saying, like, look, I've just spent an hour, more or less, laying out all her aspects of life. And you've heard the alternate version. You got to decide which is which. Here's him talking about the cartoon version.
Well, if you win elections on the theory that government is always bad and will mess up a two-car parade, a real change maker represents a real threat. So, your only option is to create a cartoon alternative. Then run against the cartoon. Cartoons are two-dimensional. They're easy to absorb. Life in the real world is complicated, and real change is hard. And a lot of people even think it's boring.
There's
Very
Clinton,
effective.
very effective, and also building in the critique into his speech,
Right.
because this speech was not like a soaring inspirational speech. It was not like the speech he had in 2012 for Barack Obama. He's basically saying, like, I'm going to give you a boring speech to basically just tell you that Hillary Clinton does some very boring but essential work, and she's a real human being,
And
which is just not as intriguing as if she was some type of supervillain.
And heads up, her speech will probably be kind of boring too. And he even said at another point in the speech, he said, while I was off sort of giving fun speeches like this, she was sort of behind the scenes in some respects, sort of delivering. So,
Right.
Yeah, he just hit that. I mean, obviously, I have heard a different perspective from Bill that we're familiar with, which is that she said she would murder my entire family if I didn't marry her at Yale. Kidnap my mother.
It's
Bernie
bro.
or bust.
Yeah. Bernie bust Bill Clinton was actually in the media tent after the vote yesterday. He was very upset.
Yeah, I heard also that the theory was that what y'all don't understand is that Donald Trump is not a plant for us. Hillary is a plant for Donald Trump.
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.